Good morning. Hope you're having a great week. It is early Thursday morning, February 24th, 5:46 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, local time here in Florida. I'm just on the outskirts of Tampa, Florida, dealing with the really early morning commuters. Seems like every on-ramp is a line of ants getting on the interstate. I am 18 miles away from where I plan on parking the truck. I picked up this load in Laredo, Texas, Monday around noon. It delivers in Lakeland, Florida tomorrow, Friday at 9:30 a.m. I have taken my time getting here and I'm still a day early. So I plan on stopping at a TA truck stop on the east side of Tampa, and I'm going to sit there and wait for my delivery appointment tomorrow. It's about 20 miles away from the rooms to go distribution center that I'm delivering this furniture load. This is a terrible load. It pays next to nothing. The weight, I'm pretty sure, is higher than what they had it listed at. They have it listed as 3,000, a little over 3,000 kilograms, which Google says is about 7,000 pounds. And the load feels like it's somewhere in the 15 to 20,000 pound range. So I don't really think they know how much the furniture weighs that they put in this thing. So it pays next to nothing. The weight is seems like it's higher than listed. It has a couple of extra days on the load, and it's going to a terrible freight market. Absolutely horrible load. And I am so incredibly happy to get it. I am so happy to have this load. The reason I'm so happy to have this load is because I was stuck in Laredo without a trailer. There's a bunch of drama going on with Landstar Mexico Operations right now. And there are a lot of Landstar drivers stranded in Laredo, Texas, and they are freaking out down there. Whenever I picked up the paperwork for this load, that's what all the office people were talking about. Was they were all in there complaining about drivers calling and cussing them out and blaming them, and ranting and raving about the trailer situation and being stuck in Laredo. So it is a big problem. I don't know how many total drivers are affected. I was number 25 on the empty trailer wait list, so there were 24 drivers ahead of me. But some drivers don't bother to be put on the wait list once they're told how long the wait is. They told me it's a 1 to 2 week. They only get an empty every 1 to 2 weeks. So if you're number 25 in line, that's 25 to 50 weeks, which is 6 months to a year. So it's a 6 month to 1 year wait to get an empty on the empty trailer wait list at the LMO terminal. That's just absolutely insane. But it's always been like that. Well, not always. It's been like that since I've been with Landstar. They told me the person who manages the wait list told me that it used to not be that bad. She used to be able to get people trailers every 2 to 5 days on average. But it's been the really long wait to get an empty trailer on that wait list ever since I've been at Landstar. What has changed that is new is used to the main way that you would get in a trailer after you did a drop load to Mexico is that you would pull a preloaded trailer from the LMO terminal that came in from Mexico that's going somewhere in the US. Those loads pay next to nothing. They're cheap. That's what I'm hauling right now is one of those cheap loads. But that used to be the primary way that you would get a trailer. Those loads were posted every day. There was not a very long wait to get one of those loads. But what has changed is now almost all of those loads require an empty to pick up. So what's going on is there's a bunch of automotive loads in Mexico that need to come into the U.S., and Landstar is trying to get as many of those loads as they can. The LMO terminal, the agents working the Mexico loads, they are trying to move as many of those loads as possible. Well, what is restricting them from moving loads is the number of trailers they have available. So what they're doing is they are stranding the drivers that are doing drop trailers to Mexico and using their trailers that they're supposed to be giving them to haul those automotive loads. So the LMO terminal and Mexico agents are increasing their number of available trailers, which the more trailers they have, the more loads they can move, the more money they can make. So the LMO terminal is making more money. The agents are making more money. Landstar is making more money because it doesn't matter where the money comes from, Mexico or the U.S., Landstar gets a piece of the pie. The only people that are really suffering from this are the drivers being stranded in Laredo. And it can run them out of business. It can cost them financial ruin. They could lose houses, cars. They could have to file bankruptcy. Who knows, the total effect it's going to have. Most owner operators basically live paycheck to paycheck. They don't have the financial situation to sit for 3, 6 months of no revenue. Second here, I'm trying to find an opening to get into the right lane, but all the four-wheelers have started going around me on the right, so I'm just kind of stuck in this lane. I don't know why they're going around on the right. There's 2 fucking lanes to the left of me. All right, looks like I finally have an opportunity. There's a little gap in dumbasses passing me on the right. I don't know. I guess you can't call them dumbasses because there are a lot of truckers that just loiter out in the center lanes, which is perfectly fine if there's a lot of on and off ramp traffic in this lane, in lane 1. That's perfectly fine to not hang out in lane 1, but you should not be in any other lane other than lane 1 if there's not a bunch of on and off ramp traffic impeding this lane. There are dumbasses that'll drive in the center lane on a 3-lane road out in the middle of nowhere that has almost no on or off ramps, and they'll just fucking loiter in the center lane because that's what their CDL school instructor told them to do. But yeah, it's really bad down in Laredo. I was 25th in line on the wait list, so there were at least 24 drivers behind me stuck down there. And I am really happy and excited to get this load because I was only stranded there for a week. I don't know how many weeks or months the other drivers were stranded there. So I hope that they resolve the issue. I don't think they will. I don't think that anything's going to change until the freight volume dies down. Whenever the LMO terminal uh, no longer needs all of those trailers, then they might start letting the drivers have them. They'll stop the current policy that they have. What was explained to me is that the LMO terminal management has approved the agents to do pulls out of Mexico. Second here. Got a bunch of fucking idiots swarming around me. This lane's ending and people are getting their stupid on. Just making sure there's nobody flying by me on the right. 30 minutes later than right now, somebody probably would have passed me over there in that ending lane because traffic would have been quite a bit worse. People drive like scared animals. But after I get out from under this load, my plan is to get home. Gonna be trying to find a way home. I got two other things going on with me. One, I had an air leak. I've repaired it twice, and the air leak is pretty much fixed right now. But I am still leaking. Just a second. A little bit of air. I'm pretty sure it's legal now. I'm not leaking so much air that, it's illegal. It won't pass a test. But I'm still leaking a tiny bit of air. So I'm still going to keep trying to find air leaks. So far, all the leaks have been coming from airline connectors. Man, traffic just got really bad. I got an exit right here. All these fucking idiots gonna fly by me and slam on their brakes in front of me. Yay. All right. I am going to hang out in this left lane. It's a double exit. And this is a Tampa and Orlando exit. So most likely the right lane is going to go to Tampa and the left lane is going to go to Orlando. So I'm going to stay in this left lane. Yep. I-4 east, left lane, west, right lane. This second here, somebody is speeding by me on the right, which usually when somebody's flying up on me like that, it means that they're going to cut me off. They're going to try to whip around me. But no, it looks like they were just afraid that I was going to try to get over in the right lane, and they flew up to block me. So bear with me. We're going to have some quiet time for a minute here while we're going through this, because I don't know how many idiots are in the wrong lane that are about to do some dumb shit. So we got to, and then we have to merge on to Interstate 4 in a second. And I'm only going to be on I-4 for 1.5 miles, and then I'm taking another exit to the truck stop, and then I get the joy of trying to find a parking spot in these overcrowded truck stops where people down here in Florida will creatively park. Like, creative parking is really bad everywhere, but Central Florida is really bad because there's so little truck parking down here. And there are a lot of truck drivers that live in Florida. So there's a lot of locals filling up the truck stops. All right, I want to get over into this exit lane. This is my exit. And I'm going to be making a left turn at the exit. Shit, it's a double exit. I probably want to be over in that left lane. I'm gonna have to move over a lane. We'll have to see what the lanes are like at the exit. I should have stayed in that lane I was in, but I didn't know until the last minute it was a double exit. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, here we go. Sorry about the quiet time, but merging on and off the interstate and driving around in town, going through lights and shit. There's so much stuff that I'm watching out for right now. All right, the TA should be on the right side. There's a Flying J over on the left. Alrighty. Now is the moment of truth. Gonna find out if there's any parking spots here. Oh shit, is it paid parking? Just a second here. A lot of these TAs have these, but they don't use them. Ticket booth closed, ticket booth closed. Okay, so they're not doing the whole ticket booth thing. A bunch of TAs and Petros started charging for parking, and then they stopped. Now, the only places TAs and Petros really charge for parking are in major metropolitan areas like LA and Dallas. But a lot of the TAs and Petros still have, the little booths and shit set up. They just don't use them anymore. I don't even think those are parking spots. The people are just parked everywhere. This entire line to my left is reserved. All of these back here are reserved. I'm specifically looking for a spot along this line in the back. Come on, tanker. You can fit over to my right. I want to park back here along this row, and I think I see a spot open right there. The reason I want to park along this back row right here is the sun. I want the sun to be behind me because when the sun is coming in through my front window, it just makes the temperature in this truck unbearable. Nope, there's a fucking four-wheeler parked in there. Fucking locals. Locals will treat these spots like they're fucking paying for them. All right, there's a spot right there that's facing the wrong direction. I can park there until later in the day. Let me double check to see that it is a spot. It looks like a marked spot. Yeah, it's a marked spot. There's two of them here. There's one on each side of the scale. So, all right. Let's show off my backing skills. Show everybody in the truck stop how we do it. Well, I'm not looking like a complete dumbass. That's always a positive. Let's see if I can't get centered in this thing. Let's see where I'm at. Oh, I'm about perfect. I'm about perfect. And it's a box truck behind me, so I have plenty of room behind me. But I'm not a trusting person. So I'm going to get out, and I'll go ahead and take the phone out with me, and I'll show you. I always get out and look what's behind me. Somebody's trash. It's just not worth it, man. If you're not certain, then get out and look. I would have gotten out and looked and checked my blind side if there wasn't so much room on my right. Basically, I was able to get straight back by the time I got close to that truck, so I was able to see down my blind side. Otherwise, if it was a tight spot, there's tons of room to back in here. I'm still at an angle. You see, I'm crooked. I'm a little bit to the left. I might do a pull up, straighten out a little bit, and get a little bit closer to this side over here. And I'm good to go all the way to the back here. See how close these sons of bitches are getting? If you're not getting out and looking, then somebody might be parked over the line, and you might knock them out of their bunk whenever you bump into the back of their trailer. So yeah, let's do a little bit of a pull up, move a little bit over to the left in the lane, get a little bit better centered, and get straightened up a bit. Ugh. All right. I'm probably not going to bother moving out of this spot. As much as I prefer having the sun to my back, I'll probably just deal with it today. Because in a place like this, I'm not really going to want to be going and finding another spot. All right, let me go back, and we're going to check and see how close to the line I am. I don't have to be right on the line because there's tons of room in front of me, but I want to be close to it. That's good. I'm about a foot away from the line. I'm good with where I'm at right now. So I guess I'll show you my post trip. It's really simple. Get my tire thumper out, and let me put my headband on. Oh, it helps to put the headset on so you can hear me. I had to take my headset off to get the headband on, and I thought I could do it with one hand, but I had to set the phone down. So this is just basically lights, tires, mud flaps, and just a basic just glancing around, just glance down the trailer, see, just look for anything I see wrong, anything hanging or whatever. That's what you want to hear, is that nice thump of something that's full of air. If you don't get a big, you can feel it and you can hear it when a tire's flat. And we'll look down. Looking good. I am not like, I don't like check the brakes and like do a really, really in-depth inspection. And the only time I do that is when I am initially picking the trailer up. I don't do the full like 1 hour long inspection on every pre-trip and post-trip. The lights, tires, and mud flaps is mainly all I'm checking. Don't thump your steers. You look stupid. Just look at them, see if they look, if they're pooched out at the bottom, then they might be low air pressure. But this is, I got hit at the truck stop yesterday, and this is somebody scraped down the side of the trailer. They barely scraped down the side of the trailer. You can see little scrape marks all the way down the trailer. There's a rub mark right here that I don't know if you can see it. And then down here, I don't know what in the hell they hit me with down here. All this black mark right here. It looks like something went like this right here across it. Almost like maybe it was a flatbed that had a car on it or something like that. And a tire went across this. But that doesn't explain how they got all the scratch marks all up so high. All of this looks like it's from another van scraping alongside me. You see that rub mark way up there? But yeah, it just barely scraped down the side of the trailer. It caused a lot of cosmetic damage, but it didn't even move the trailer enough to wake me up. But that happened yesterday at a truck stop in Louisiana called Peto's, Peto apostrophe S. It's probably a really bad name. There's probably not kids allowed within 1,000 feet of that place. But yeah, I emailed Landstar about the damage, and they just basically ignored me. They're like, what needs to be fixed? And I was like, nothing. I just been reporting it, and they didn't even bother replying back to me. So, all right, we got a quarter tank of fuel. Turn our four ways off. Turn our lights off. Roll my window up. We'll turn the engine off, and we'll get the APU running. And then I'm just gonna hang out here till tomorrow. We'll go ahead and set my trailer brakes. I leave my trailer brakes unset during my inspections. That way, if there's any air leaks going on back there, I can hear them. I want the trailer to be aired. I want air to be, provided to the trailer while I'm doing the inspection so I can hear air leaks. At that Peto's truck stop, I went in to use the bathroom, and as I was walking back out, there was somebody fueling up. They had an air leak so bad on their trailer. You could see it from 50 feet away. You could hear it from probably 100 plus feet away. But I walked by between 50 and 100 feet away from the trailer, and I could hear the air leak, and I could see where it was coming from. They had a bent rim on their trailer. Like they'd gone up over a curb or something and bent a rim on their one of their trailer tires, and air was just pouring out of that thing. They must have had auto inflate, otherwise that thing would have been flat. So I just can't believe the condition of the equipment that a lot of these drivers drive around with. I get freaked out over little stuff, and these sons of bitches are riding around on flats and like major air leaks and like major problems. But that's what's going on with me. I'm down here at the TA off of Interstate 4 at the junction of Interstate 4 and Interstate 75 at the east side of Tampa, 20 miles away from my delivery. I think I'll send an email to the agent, let them know I'm 20 miles away. And if the customer wants to work me in today, they can. I don't really care either way. But that would be kind of nice to get worked in today, because then I can, get headed home a day earlier. But it doesn't really matter that much. So anyway, hope you're having a great week, and good luck to you out there. Bye.